What's up, family? RealityBytesTV here with Dion Evans. Want to encourage you guys real quick with a quick proclamation, exclamation, declaration, whatever you want to call it. But repeat this after me. Don't sweat the rejection. Don't sweat it. Do not sweat the rejection. Lots of times we go through life and we get rejected over and over and over again. And that rejection kind of makes us stop trying, to do what it is that we believe we're called and designed and destined and purposed to do. And we kind of stop in our tracks because people told us no. If you know anybody at all in the music industry or in any area or facet of entertainment, they'll talk to you about the simple fact that they've received far more no's than they have ever received yeses. Demo tapes have been rejected. Audition reels have been rejected. And it had to be over and over again for there to be a persistence and a learning and a toughening of the person going after it to keep on pressing regardless of what it was the rejection brought their way. So here's something real quick that I learned, and don't judge, don't shade me about this, but just listen real quick. So many of you guys know that the royal wedding was this past weekend. Prince Harry and Miss Meghan Markle were married in London. Many of you woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to hang out and check out the royal family and the latest wedding. Some of you caught it like on replay, watching it again after the initial ceremony. However you watched it, some of you watched it. And the big thing about many of these types of events is not just the amazingness of what's happening, whether it be a wedding or whatever it is, but the fashion is often looked after and sought after and critiqued. And it was no different this time. The guys came out with top coats and all the kind of different amazing fashion that the guys had, and the ladies had to wear hats for the wedding and lots of different fashion happening there. But there was one thing that stuck out to me, and it happened in an article that I read actually after the wedding happened. There was an actress who was in attendance at the wedding named Janina Gavankar. I hope I'm not butchering your name. I'm so sorry if I am. But Janina Gavankar, and she was a friend of the bride. And as you may know or may not know, that when you have events like this, award shows or big weddings like this, quite often people are not wearing their own wardrobe. People are not wearing their own jewelry. Most times these celebrities have stylists who are putting together outfits for them, and they either approach or are approached by different fashion houses to clothe this particular celebrity for whatever the event is. So no different this time. Different celebrities had either clothes made for them or by a personal seamstress or tailor, and some of them went the traditional route of having fashion houses offer or them requesting of the fashion house. And there was an interesting event that happened with Janina Gavankar where her stylist could not get any fashion houses to jump at the chance to style her for the wedding. They could not get any of the prominent fashion houses to say, hey, we're gonna dress you. We know you're going to this wedding. We know you're an actress. You play in True Blood. You play in a lot of different movies or TV shows. You don't believe it? IMDb.com. Check her out. She is a real person. She was really there. And they kind of shaded her and shaded the stylist and said, you know what? Not gonna happen. And there was one particular company that was not a major fashion house, but in one particular company that reached out to Janina and her stylist and gave them, you know, pretty much open cachet to their wardrobe. And so they picked a hat from, I believe, the 30s and a dress from, I believe, the 40s, and she paired it with a clutch that I want to say from Yves Saint Laurent. I may be messing it up, but and paired it with some shoes, some heels by another designer. So she put together this outfit, and one thing stuck out to me real huge. Her stylist said, listen, sometimes I like being denied because it causes me to be more creative, to exercise more ingenuity, to be more unique. And hey, isn't that what style is all about? So I found out that her stylist says, hey, we've been rejected, we've been denied, we've been looked over for whatever reason. But I'm digging that because what it does is it causes me to really jump into what being a stylist is all about. And that's making fly designs, making fly ensembles that nobody would think about. And so I'm looking and I'm reading that, and at the end of the article, she said some other things, but at the end she ended it with, sometimes man's rejection is God's protection. Wait a minute. She said that. She ended the article with the mic drop. Boom. Sometimes man's rejection is God's protection. So what she was saying was, man was rejecting what we were trying to make happen. Didn't want to dress my girl for the big wedding, but God had other plans. And so she ended up being one of the flyest there at the whole event. What am I talking about? If you look at the event, if you Google Royal Wedding Trio, you'll see Janina, and you will see, I believe her name is Priyanka Chopra. You'll see her, and you will see another actress from Suits. She had a polka dot ensemble on. It was real fly, real fashionable. And these three had a wedding trio strutting into the spot and looking amazing. And Janina was one of those. And it was because of the rejection that happened that pushed her and her stylist to really make some statements, really make some moves to show I didn't have to be sponsored by one of the big fashion houses to make a splash. Now, fast forward to today with you and I. You are wherever you are right now. I'm in my car in the heat, and man, it's pretty warm out here. And you hear alarms and stuff because I'm outside. But where you are, wherever you are listening to this, watching this, and you might be saying, hey, you know what? I'm trying to make some things happen, but I keep getting rejected. I keep getting looked over and passed by the people that are the tastemakers in whatever industry I'm in, who are the shot callers in whatever industry I'm in. And God says, hold up. You don't even have to go all the way back to the Bible to get the encouragement for this and get scripture for this, but look back to the weekend, what I did in the life of Janina Gavankar, where there was something that people were looking her over for, and I am saying, listen, if you are rejected, I have some ingenious ideas of how to really make for you to make a splash. So listen, you may have people dogging you out and not giving you the time of day. You might be a singer, you might be a poet, you might be a writer, you might be an artist, a painter, a graphic artist, a graphic designer, a computer graphics person with IT, a drummer, a musician, an actor. Pick your poison, whatever it is that you do. And the people who are situated at the top as decision makers are not giving you the time of day. So what do? Do you give up? Do you throw in the towel? Do you say, oh, screw this, I can't do this anyway? Or do you buckle down, nose to the grind, and say, God, give me the wisdom, give me the ingenuity to break this down and find out what I can do with what I have, where I am, and make a splash that way. It doesn't have to be by the major labels or the major taste givers or the major people who put labels on to say you're great and you're not great to make things happen in your life. God is the one that elevates you. God is the one that exalts you. God's the one that puts you out on Front Street. But the fact of the matter is, to do that, you got to be going after him. You got to be saying, God, how can I make a splash without the approval of man, but with your approval? How can we make this happen? And then you end up, at the end of the day, being the talk of the town, being the one with the flashed outfit, being the one that's making a splash, being the one that's moving in your purpose and moving in your calling. Why? Because people slept on you and they rejected you. That's what I said at the beginning of this. Don't sweat the rejection, but look out for what God's going to do on the other side of that. Hey, if you're enjoying what you're hearing and listening to, if it's encouraging you, inspiring you, do me a quick favor. Like, share, subscribe across all your social media platforms. Follow us on DionEvansLive.com. Find us on Facebook at RealityBytesTV, Instagram at RealityBytesTV. Look forward to hanging out with you soon on RealityBytesTV, where real faith meets real life. Peace.